Also a very good one. Lots of global presence. Don't want to allow that for the Dire side. And then Outworld Devourer for the Dire side. Next ban.
I'm still to see that Techie's Pudge pick. Are we going to see that tonight?
Again, like I said, I'm not sure about the Pudge pick because I think in recent times he's not been too strong. But definitely Techies. Like I said, lots of wave clear with his bombs, area denials, nice stuns, huge damage when he jumps in to explode. So that could definitely be a pick, but that's if anyone is confident enough to run that.
Silence is still in the pool. We saw how strong Silence was last game.
Radiant team pick.
We saw how strong Silence was last game. That could be a good pick for the Radiant side. Going in now 16 seconds, 15 seconds for a pick.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
It's coming back.
So we learned. What do you think? We're going to get a Blink Dagger Legion or Mystic Legion? Shadow Blade.
I definitely think we'll probably more than likely see the Blink Dagger coming out on the Legion. Slark ban, also a very strong carry that would definitely have helped out the Legion Commander quite a lot. And then Juggernaut coming in. If Jug is around when someone else gets dueled and a Pugner, I think that Legion Commander could be in a decent amount of trouble. So they need to be careful and choose their targets quite wisely.
I do feel like if the Legion Commander does duel the Juggernaut, the Juggernaut will fall. Will the Juggernaut get the shard? As he spins, if the Juggernaut has a shard, he has Basher, he bashes through his spin. So that'll be a good pickup if they do get the spin bash. Didn't work out last game. Let's see if we can see a bigger Juggernaut this game.
Yeah, no, we'll have to see just how that early game pans out again. And obviously, as usual, very popular pick on the Legion is the Blade Mail. So we could maybe even see some of that enemy Radiant side team annihilating themselves in that duel.
I do think the Juggernaut is a safe lane pick. I see we got the Disruptor. Disruptor is definitely going to cause havoc for the Radiant side.
Yeah, no, Disruptor can be quite wild sometimes. TPN, and unfortunately you might get sent back to base quite quickly.
I was about to say that. That's the most annoying thing that ever happens if you get sent back to base. We're going to see some of that.
Yeah, no, that'll be very big. And as well, besides a bit of that trolliness from Disruptor, he does have decent presence with his CC and an Invoker pick. That'll be very interesting. We obviously have some piano players on the Dire side team.
Well, I definitely think the Longwalk of Shame is going to be something we're going to look out for. Invoker, definitely an interesting pick. I want to see some great combos. They definitely have a good lineup on the Dire side. What do you think?
Yeah, no, Dire side definitely looking quite strong at the moment, especially, like I said, if they can choose their targets wisely with that Legion Commander, with the Clinks, Disruptor can be huge. This can get quite out of hand, I think, either way so far.
It does seem like they have to pick another safe lane or off lane hero at the moment. Where would the Pugner go? Is it a mid Pugner?
I definitely don't think it's a mid Pugner. He's for sure going to be somewhere. I think definitely either in the against the Disruptor in whichever lane he's supporting, especially with his ward. If Disruptor starts casting too many abilities, he's going to get quite a few little zaps and just make his life very difficult and uncomfortable to the lane.
I do think that the Disruptor with the can stop the Spirit Breaker. He's coming in, gets sent back. Can stop the mobility of the Spirit Breaker. It was a great pick, I think. I would love to see how this is going to pan out.
Yeah, no, I think it'll definitely be a big decision. And Night Stalker coming in, very interesting. Nice little strength carry, zooming around during the nighttime. Nice strong silences. It'll be very interesting to see how if the Night
10
Stalker
seconds
and the
remaining.
Spirit Breaker, with how much global presence they have, how much speed they have on that team to just
5
zoom around this
seconds
map
remaining.
and get things done, but like we've been saying, that Disruptor can just send them straight
Radiant
back where they
team
came
back.
from if they're not too careful.
I'm starting to see a lot of magic damage coming out from the Dire side. If they don't get their BKBs up, Night Stalker doesn't get BKB, he's gonna have a hard time.
Yeah, no, definitely farming up for BKBs, Blade Mails,
10 seconds
Blinks,
remaining.
maybe a couple Preds. I think getting as
Dire
much
team
stats
back.
onto these heroes in this game will be very important. And then we see the quite popular also, along with Wind Ranger, so far, Medusa just being banned out of this. No one wants to see that. AoE turning to stone whole
10
teams,
seconds remaining.
stealing people's mana, huge mana shields. She can get
5 seconds
out of hand
remaining.
if she is left to her own devices.
Night Stalker is definitely an interesting pick. It's gonna help them. I'm just worried about this Iclix. How are they gonna deal with this year? Because without Dust, there's no other detection. They're gonna have to pick. If they don't pick detection, they're gonna be in trouble.
Radiant team back.
Yeah, no, they are definitely going to have to pick up lots of dusts, keep roaming around with that, have as much vision as they can with the blue wards, banning out the sniper, so that, because it does seem at the moment like Radiant is struggling for a
10
bit of
seconds remaining.
a ranged carry.
Bloodseeker banned again with the sniper. Bloodseeker banned with the sniper. I do feel Invoker has changed a lot. If you know his ability with the static storm, its vortex sucks now. It's been upgraded.
10 seconds
I'd like to see
remaining.
that. What kind of build he's gonna go, I'm not too sure. He's probably gonna
5
make his
seconds
eggs.
remaining.
Pressure orb maybe. Interesting.
Yeah, no, that could definitely be the case. I think, obviously, very popular, very strong, always, as long as I've seen Invoker, is the Tornado into the Falling Fire Meatball, and always a classic combination.
The Sunstrike.
Yeah,
Meatball
Sunstrike
combination.
snipes. Maybe we'll see something like that.
Maybe some Sunstrike snaps. It'd be great. If we see a Sunstrike snap.
Yeah, no, that would be fantastic to see. As we come into the final picks until we get this game kicked off.
I do feel, the Legion Commander is a very strong pick. It's the only tank they have at the moment. There has to be a tank
Radiant
hero they're going
team
to pick now.
pick.
And it is a tank hero, I knew it.
Yeah, there we go. Lich King, double life, stuns, nice lane push with his little minions, life steal for days. Very strong if he can get lucky with a few crits even early. Maybe he'll
10
level up that
seconds
first
remaining.
and take away the game. But
I definitely feel Alcon
5
Warriors,
seconds
their
remaining.
last pick is going to be a mid hero. I don't see any of these other heroes being a mid. Definitely going to be a mid pick against the Invoker.
yeah, no, I think Radiant side is, I can only assume, hopefully going for a range carry of some sort. Let's see what they go for.
Timbersaw.
Choose your
Timbersaw, interesting. So they very melee heavy, looking for just all the engage, everything, to see if they can't just run down that enemy team and go crazy.
I do like the Timbersaw pick. It maybe goes the Lotus Orb. Lotus Orb. Counter spells. Definitely a lot of single target spells on the Dire side. The stuns and the limps back and the Wrath King's stun. Could be a good pick. The pure damage is definitely going to make a difference.
Yeah, no, I think both sides, Dire looking heavily for that pick off with the Legion Commander and the Clinks, looking to get
10
those
seconds remaining.
quick picks on people who
5
shouldn't
seconds
be where they
remaining.
are at that time, maybe. And then Radiant, I think definitely more towards the roam to other lanes and like just try and get as much early game team fights maybe as possible. So we'll see how that goes.
I do think the Invoker can really counter these mana-dependent heroes on the Radiant side. Without mana, Pistol can't do much.
Yeah, no, the Timbersaw. I think depending on how they play him, he could be just setting up for being as tanky as possible. And here we go into game 2 of the night for Dota.
I must say, it's a damn good Brad King set that looks epic. Eh?
Yeah, no, I think all these players have some of the best sets for these heroes. Obviously, want to win games in style.
There we go, guys. We're getting into the game now.
Prepare for battle.
Radiant side moving down mid.
See you later, nerd. See you later, nerd. See you later, nerd. See you later, nerd.
And they're definitely looking towards this bot side, it seems. We got a smoke going up on the Dire side, slowly inching towards each other. Will they encounter each other? Radiant also smoking up now.
Definitely getting the upper hand there on the ward on the high ground. They're contesting these ruins. Here comes a team fight. Both smoked.
This could get out of hand very
First
quickly.
blood.
Dire losing their smoke right behind this team, and they see one,
And they
but
go
they
on
don't
the
realize the
Disruptor.
other's there. Going in on Disruptor. Big early game team fight, and we have
Oh,
first
first blood
blood
of the
already. And but each team walks away with 1 kill each.
Chase is on. Chase is on. I
Down.
think this is a bit aggressive.
Yeah, first blood, it seemed. It looked like it went to Dire side, I believe,
The
because they
battle
did have
begins.
a little bit of gold advantage there at the beginning. But now that I think everyone's settled down, picked up the bounty runes, moving along. Radiant didn't seem like they came out just a bit
How
ahead.
do you fix it, follow? Immediate D-ward there from the plugin. That was well played.
Yeah, I think they knew that they had a little something up there. Clinks throwing down his little goo and just harassing that Pugno while he's trying to make it back.
Mid Night Stalker, I do feel the Invoker will do better in this lane than the Night Stalker.
Yeah, no, I think definitely having the range advantage on the Invoker side.
Bit of a
they give a
five
little
there.
high five action in the mid. But if this Night Stalker can stay safe and just keep up the CS, it should be fine for him, as long as he just respects that range advantage.
Yeah, we're going on a Disruptor here. Back down.
Big bunch of team fights there. Oh, getting the Disruptor very low, while the Spirit Breaker just keeps taking damage on that little static orb above his head.
As you see the pure damage came out from the Timbersaw is going to be a hard. I think the Silver's Edge to cut the Timbersaw. They're going to go for the Silver's Edge.
Yeah, that might be the case, because that damage that he can put out, if you're fighting Timbersaw in a bunch of trees, you are not going to have a good time. Rating very low, but I think he'll be fine. Oh, we have a charge going in.
Oh shit.
See you later, nerds.
And we're back in the
Yeah,
action.
yeah, I see it. Apologies.
Everyone healing up in the top again. That forest, unfortunately, just decimated by that Timbersaw in that little bit of early game fight. And it seems like a bit of a quiet bot lane.
You know, a quiet, safe lane. I do feel like the bit of a strange lane with the Clinks and the Legion Commander. Hey,
Yeah, it does seem like Clinks is playing a bit of a almost support role, just running around, being a bit of a nuisance as much as he can for that Pugner while he tries to de-ward and mess with the lane and all sorts of shenanigans there.
it seems like he is going for the Desolator build with the early Blightstone. Indicates Deso.
Yeah, I definitely think he'll pick up the Desolator, especially just to cut down some of that Timbersaw armor, and because obviously the Radiant Silent team does have quite the beefy team, so to be able to cut down some of the armor that they had would be extremely good. and a bit of back and forth again in the top lane. Radiant a bit healthier. Just big damage coming up. 2 bashes. So unfortunate for the Wraith King. And again, mid lane very close. Even though Invoker having a ranged advantage, still even on CS from the Night Stalker, Timbersaw doing everything he can, just keeping up that CS as well, making sure they are having a tough time. Ooh, and then bot lane. So unfortunate.
Sunstrike.
Clinks
So low.
so very low. Not having a good time, but they managed to get the Pugna and the Jug. And Legion Commander, they're both gonna do a little TP back to lane. And that leaves Diaside with the current gold advantage and 2 kills up.
I see that. I see it very even Steven's lane here at the mid.
Yeah, no, that constant harass from the Night Stalker with his Q can be quite troublesome, even though, like we said, there's a bit of a range advantage. Night Stalker can hold his own, I think, just with his abilities being able to be cast so often.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then back to the top lane, just prancing around. Timbersaw just keeping that, making sure that Wraith King knows he's there. Spirit Breaker walking around the back, maybe gonna do a little bit of shenanigans. Night Stalker picking up the water rune.
I see the Rat King is a level ahead in the off lane.
Yeah, I think he has. There you go, Timbersaw finally getting the level 4, walking up and just
Man fighting each other.
taking a bit of beating. And Disruptor coming to help him out. Timbersaw very low in mana, walking back into the Wraith King though. He is alone. Oh, Disruptor hitting him with the TP to mid, just to help out with the shenanigans that's going on there. Spirit Breaker. And there you go, the Sunstrike. And Spirit Breaker's trying to run away. Everyone's so low there, but fortunately couldn't get the job done on the Radiant side. And Legion Commander, now that she's alone, getting a bit of extra XP while her lane partner is out and about and getting that, helping get those kills.
Yeah, we'll see how these rules come out so they can get the damage up.
Yeah, the sooner that Legion Commander can get to 6, and then I'm sure we'll see her start roaming.
Radiant's
picking
middle
up
tower is under attack.
Setting that for later.
Still to hit level 6. Once the night comes, you should have level 6 now. There we go, he's got level 6. It's going to be much more faster. As you can see, he's got Hunt in the Night, he's got 2 levels.
Obviously just keeping that rune, or when he went
Radiant's
into
middle
Nightfall.
tower is under
He's
attack.
got some action bottom lane.
Big Sunstrikes.
Double
Gets
Sunstrike.
2 of them, so low.
And there's Limp Back.
Disruptor.
There goes down the
He gets
Dragon
sent back, unfortunate. Legion running in. Doesn't have level 5, this would be a perfect time. Gets the stun off. Doesn't get any bashes, unfortunately. Legion Commander walking away with a sliver of health there.
It's looking really good now for the Dire side. There was a good rotate. There was a really good rotation bottom.
I know Dire side did pick up, the Radiant side picked up a few kills, but Dire side bringing it back. Now up 6, and it's
The Legion, they're pinging mid. I see they're pinging mid. Looks like they want to go on and
under
both him.
attack.
Night Stalker running it in, Spirit Breaker also charging. We have TPs from the Clinks. Will they get any other support putting down the frost wall, slowing them down, all under
That's a
tower.
counter-attack.
Night Stalker getting very low, and he gets taken out for his trouble. Spirit Breaker, unfortunately,
Oh, what a Sunstrike.
Sunstrike finishing it off. Invoker walking away with a sliver of HP, getting teleported back. And that is very unfortunate for the Radiant side. Dire turning that around in their favor extremely well. Invoker dancing on the edge of death through that whole team fight.
I see the highest net worth. Look, I see is Timbersaw.
Yeah, Timbersaw has been left on his own to just bomb it up. We'll see if that can translate into the late game, having him just be a huge front line for the Radiant side to allow them to actually engage and get into these kills. So I think he definitely needs to be in these team fights for the Radiant side to actually start bringing it back. And just a little bit of tower dancing there on the top side. Invoker picking up the Hand of Midas.
Classic Hand of Midas from Invoker build.
And we have a little tip going out for the joke.
Did you see the Iclix is doing his scouting maneuvers?
And he does spot the Spirit Breaker here. But in the end, just lets him be. Don't want to go too far
Radiant's
into
top
it.
tower
Walks back,
is under
There's
attack.
the D-Ward.
picks up the bounty ring for his team.
Rat King taking the CS lead there. No charge happening.
We do have a little bit of a charge. Coming down to the Legion Commander. She is all on her own at the moment. That is a 1v3 Disruptor coming in. Links with a huge damage.
What a duel.
And Legion winning the duel. Even though she got jumped on by 3 of them. 4 now down at bot. Pushing the Disruptor away.
Think about all means.
The Legion does
Radiant's
eventually
middle
fall
tower is under
to the
attack.
Pugna, but Clinks still looking.
Radiant's
And-
middle tower has fallen.
Still maybe get a little
Radiant's
bit of a
top
pick up.
tower is
He
under
does
attack.
end up deciding to.
Radiant
That gank on
structures
the
are
Legion didn't
fortified.
work out very well, hey?
It doesn't seem so far. Unfortunately,
I see the push on the Rat King is really pushing. Skeletons come out. And they will really push the lane hard.
Top Tower taking a
Radiant's
ton of
top tower
damage.
is under
Spirit Breaker
attack.
flying in to do what he can. BP is coming out for the Radiant again, but gets interrupted by something. And then we do have Night Stalker running up. Raking just TPing out. He's not having none of it.
That was
Unfortunately, no bashes, no stuns to prevent him from getting out of there. And he makes it back to base. Come back and fight another day.
well, that push by the Rat King really got them TP away, opening up the safe off lane.
Yeah, no, allowing Legion Commander now to bomb up in that bottom Radiant side. And starting the slow push here. Cannons slowly moving up. And they'll probably get a decent amount of damage on the spot tower as well.
I see he did go the Blade Mail pick, probably Blink Dagger next. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I definitely think we're going to see a
Dire's
Blink
top
Dagger
tower
soon
is under attack.
from that Legion Commander. And then I'm sure we'll see her start to roam around a bit and start trying to look for those picks and
Dire's
get nice
top
and
tower
beefy.
is under attack.
Well, they do have the catapult
Dire's
with them, which is helping them
structures
push
are
the lane.
fortified.
Yeah,
Radiant's
but
bottom
even
tower is under
tanking a bit of
Dire's
the
top
tower
tower is
cross
under
just
attack.
to let all the other minions come and then just allow that cannon to wail away on that bot tower as it
Radiant's
falls.
bottom
Classic
tower
boots of
has
travel.
fallen.
Evoker giving that global presence.
See you later, nerds.
Juggernaut going down. Juggernaut off lane.
Yeah, no, Clinks just running around being a
Causing
nuisance
havoc.
assassin. Not allowing anyone in that bottom Radiant side to do anything they want.
It seems as Clink's
Dire's
support is getting out of
structures are
control.
fortified.
Yeah, what started out as a
Radiant's
Clink
bottom
support
tower is
just
under
harassing
attack.
the Pugna is now becoming an absolute menace. Oh, and he does get spotted. Lots of damage. Huge duel onto the Pugna. Definitely going to easily win that from the Legion Commander. Blinks again, just making it out
Williams coming in.
on a sliver of health.
Radiant's
Unfortunately
bottom tower
for this
is under
Radiant
attack.
team, they can't seem to finish off these kills.
They seem to
Dire's
have
side.
the control on the sentries there.
Yeah, Dire's side always just seems to be squeaking out on the smallest bit of HP. Hopefully, we'll need to see Juggernaut come into this, get the big ults off, and hopefully Pugna can start using his ult on the team to keep them alive during these team fights a bit more, cancelling the charge, just using it to travel, running down the courier,
Running down the-
doing their best.
Radiant's
As I
top
said
tower
again,
is
the
under
glimpse
attack.
back on the counter to the Spirit Breaker. Another charge. Other TPs. What's that?
Oh, and he just TPs out of that
Radiant's middle tower
engagement.
is under attack.
Beautiful. And running back in, Timbersaw going hard, throwing the chakrams, slowing that invoker, and he just gets lifted up, still chasing, slowed, throwing the chakrams, keeping that, trying to keep that invoker as close as possible.
He's got no mana, he's out of mana.
The mana, and then he gets caught with the Legion Commander. The rest of the Dire Side team comes in for the assist with the Invoker. Did super well there to dance through the trees and do everything he can with his abilities to
top
slow
tower is under
keep that
attack.
Timbersaw at bay.
Look at that CS from the Wrath King. Out of 105 is impressive.
Red King doing his doing his darndest to stay ahead, farming up that Radiant side jungle, just not allowing them any space to get any gold or anything.
I do see 40 dual victory damage. It's not a bad start for the Legion.
Yeah, also, as you can see, she got that talent that gives her even more dual damage when she wins those duels. So that is just further gonna snowball her out of control. Dire side, huge lead at the moment with a 14k gold lead, 25 to 3 kills. Another win
Another one.
from the Legion Commander. Up to 58, finding the Spirit Breaker, huge damage, just getting deleted. And all Radiant can do at the moment is just try their best to retreat. And they're just getting absolutely destroyed under their own tower, doing everything they can, try and run away, but there's nothing they can do. Legion Commander making it out on again, the tiniest sliver of health for this Dire side, as they just unleash everything and start taking down these tier 2 mid lane towers.
That does look like a mid-tower loss. That was a bad team fight from the Radiant.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Radiant's middle tower
it
has
seems
fallen.
like that is the style that Dire was going for. They look for those picks of people who are out of position, and they did find it with that Spirit Breaker, unfortunately.
The push from the Wrath King's coming out with the armlet. Classic armlet build on the Wrath King. Very strong.
Yeah, he's got 20 stacks on his wand. He's got his whole little skelly army
Radiant's bottom
running it
tower
down,
is under attack.
and he's just gonna go again, just absolutely annihilate this Radiant side jungle, not allowing them anything. Another win from the Legion Commander. Night Stalker just trying to do something, keeping out of range. Spirit Breaker coming in, we got TPs, and Radiant just slowly pull back. They don't need to rush anything. They have a healthy lead. They just
Radiant's
teleport
middle tower
to
is
the
under
bot side
attack.
and start that Invoker and Red King push into the bot. While the whole of the Radiant side is now top after that TP to try and assist.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Looks like the Omni Knights safe lane didn't work out. The Juggernaut, sorry. Juggernaut off lane did not work out.
Yeah, the Juggernaut is struggling a
Radiant's
bit,
bottom tower
same as
has
the previous
fallen.
game. And they're slowly just taking out that bot tower.
I'm surprised the Legion Commander hasn't brought another item in.
And there we go, huge jump onto the Legion Commander. She's got a blade mail out, healing so much. Spirit Breaker diving in on her, throwing the chakrams around to try and slow, but Invoker with the TP in and Disruptor. Invoker doing a lot to disrupt. There's the duel onto the Timbersaw and putting the static, the storm down right on top of that. There's nothing they can do. Night Stalker trying to get the TP out. He just makes it out of that. Again, the Invoker coming in and just doing enough disruption for the rest of the team to catch up and stop the engages that Radiant are doing.
Another kill on him.
And they just get these picks all over the show at the moment with the Clinks and the Legion Commander on the Radiant side that is just out of position, trying to catch rotates, and unfortunately it is not working out for me. A little Pepe caught there on the ground. I didn't even notice that. There you go, Spirit Breaker out again. Timbersaw trying to go in. Everyone does get quite low. Night Stalker just on the outside gets teleported back from Disruptor into the static field. Not being allowed to move, and they push up into this tier 3 bot tower. They can take it quite quick. Everyone on the low ground though, and they slowly start to push up. Oh, another win there on the Legion Commander.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Absolutely getting out of control. I mean, she's already gotten out of control,
Radiant's
but
bottom barracks are under
even more so at this point, taking down the bot barracks.
Definitely the Legion Commander Invoker combo definitely works out, setting up the Invoker Sunstrike.
And now even coming to the mid lane, just tanking tower shots.
Radiant
They
structures
are
fortified.
not worried at all at the moment to get
Radiant's
fortifications
middle
up.
tower is
Do
under
take
attack.
quite a bit of damage throughout the whole team, just chunking that AoE tower shots. Agna gets a little bit of damage going in, getting lifted. Unfortunately, all the stuns out on the Timbersaw. He's not able to do anything. Everyone's so slow.
Static Storm does.
Static Storm, silence on the Jug, not able to do anything, not even getting any abilities off. And Diacide just handily takes that. Everyone's so low, but
Radiant's top tower
unfortunately
is
there's
under
just
attack.
not enough damage from the Radiant to finish them off.
It does seem like the Radiant is lackluster in their control. Teamfight stuns. This Disruptor control. The Legion duel. Again, the combo.
There we go, just now huge damage from the Legion Commander. So much help from the team. They are very, very coordinated. We have a smoke coming out from the Jug and the Spirit Breaker. Everyone is low. If they can get in there, they could do a little bit of a wipe here. Maybe just get some gold back, but it is looking really rough for the Radiant side.
As you can see again, Spirit Breaker stopped. They just got that control. Spirit Breaker is not getting into fights. He can't pull off his abilities. Definitely the Disruptor control is a big plus on this pick.
Yeah, no, Radiant playing extremely well against the team comp that they are up against. With the amount of tornadoes, with the static fields that go out from Disruptor, just not allowing Radiant to...
Another duel, and here comes the Sunstrike. No Sunstrike needed.
Legion Commander just 1v1ing now any player that she comes into contact with.
198 dual damage.
Yeah, that is huge. We are getting into
Legion territory here.
yeah, like Legion Commander has Divine Rapier levels of ultimate damage, so she is just taking this game away.
Very curious build on Nullifier. Wouldn't think they would go Nullify. I would think more of a Desolator. Very interesting. Why the Nullifier?
I think because the Clinks has the Deso and has the Armor Shred, she is free to just switch it up and do other things. We've got a little bit of nonsense going on bot lane.
Radiant's middle tower.
Oh, and there we have finally a kill on the Disruptor. A huge amount of gold from that team. Legion Commander flying in, doing tons of damage. Timbersaw trying to make it out, not able to. Unfortunately, they Invoker with the lift and just setting him, unfortunately, straight to the Shadow Realm as they just continue to push, moving to mid barracks, out of the way, Wraith King pushing the top, to then crack the top, but I don't think they would need to.
This looks like a GG. GG push mid.
Radiant's top tower is falling.
Again, Sunstrike on point.
Radiant's middle tower
At this
is under
point,
attack. Radiant's
they
middle
are
tower
just
is
running
falling.
around in base, getting their kills, and just sending it. Now
Radiant's
onto the
top
Ancient.
tower is under attack.
They got big creeps mid and bot. They're now taking the racks at top, even though they don't even need to. Huge damage from the Radiant side, chasing them down right into their tower, not allowing them anything, walking straight in. All the creeps, just everything going on, not allowing anything. Wraith King just standing around, getting a second life, slows all over, and I'm sure he'll just walk out of that fountain. Takes a ton of damage in return though, but they do get the win.
Vigo Esports, well played.
Yeah, Gary Sports, GG's. And GG's for that game. We had Vigaro taking that win, moving on to the semifinals for tomorrow. And now for our last game of the evening, we have FKS Ninjas versus TTWW. And you can see on the overhead camera here, we have FKS Ninjas and TTW setting up, and we will be getting into that final game of the evening. Thank you guys so much for joining us so far. Going into the last quarterfinal of the night. I hope you're all keeping very warm at home, those watching stream, and for the players up here, I can see everyone is nice and cozy in their jackets, doing their best to keep warm, keep those gaming hands warm. And we will see you guys again in a bit when we get to the picks and bans. And as we get closer to the last game of the night, I can see some of the guys getting in-game. We still have a couple on the other team getting all their Discord and stuff sorted. This will be FKS Ninjas versus TTWW. And we have lost our one co-host to Ninjas because he is playing on that team. So we shall see how that goes. And we are minutes away from the final game of the evening for the Dota 2 quarterfinals. FKS Ninja versus TTWW. Everyone is joining their sides, and we are about to start into the pick and ban phase. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Final Dota qualifier for the evening. Getting into the picks and bans.
Dire team ban.
First ban up for the Dire side. Let's see how they
Radiant
strategize
team
this.
ban.
Anti-mage,
Dire
very
team
good
ban.
carry pick, getting out of the way. Again, 100% ban rate so far on the Windrunner. Huge carry potential from that hero. Not allowing anyone to have that. No one is keen. And then for
10
the
seconds
second ban on the
remaining.
Dire side, discussing it through,
5 seconds remaining.
working around what they want their team comp to be. Chewing up into a tiny bit of their overtime
Radiant
while they
team
ban
ban.
Phantom
Dire
Assassin,
team
getting
pick.
those giant crits out of the way. Again, Medusa also, I believe, so far in the evening with 100% ban rate. No one wants the carry potential that those two
Radiant
heroes
team
have.
pick. Radiant
And
team
first pick
Dire
is the
team
Shaman on the Dire side, and instantly into a Clinks.
Dire team
Second
ban.
pick, done and done with Dawnbreaker. Zeus coming out for the Dire.
Radiant
These picks
team ban.
coming out rapid fire. Taking a bit more time with their bans to try and counter
Dire team ban.
what these guys are coming out with. Enchantress gone, Silencer gone. No one wants that AoE silence. Global silence even. Enchantress with the big range damage, also getting out of here. Huge carry potential from that. No one wants to take the risk of the
10
enemy team
seconds
picking
remaining.
those up.
Dire team ban.
Getting Viper out, also a very strong carry. Sniper gone. Range DPS, just an range auto turret sniper out of the way. Going into
10
now
seconds.
the final
Radiant
few
team
bans.
ban. Radiant team pick.
Getting the Void Spirit out of
Dire
here.
team pick.
Also very strong
Winter
carry
Wyvern.
potential. Winter Wyvern, very good pick. Let's see if they can utilize that
Dire
ult
team pick.
to sway some team fights in their favor. Omni Knight coming in for the Dire side, get some of that heals, and maybe we'll see some DPS Omni Knight, get some bonks with the hammer, see how that goes.
10 seconds remaining.
And then on to the fourth pick
5 seconds
for
remaining.
the Dire side. Let's see what they go for. They
Radiant
are
team
missing a bit
pick.
of physical damage, and they
Dire
bring it
team
in
back.
with the Troll Warlord. Then into their second to last ban, picking up the Lich on the Radiant side. It seems like they are definitely looking to support that Clinks, or maybe keeping a sleeper
10
carry
seconds
in
remaining.
for their final pick. But Lich coming out, offering
5 seconds
the
remaining.
fear, the AoE ball ult, just throwing that into team fights. It's like we just have some technical difficulties. Ninja nearly sent it into a hole on the stage. That was very unfortunate.
Radiant team
But
back.
we saved him. Now back to the band. Magnus. Magnus band out of here. That is also a very strong one, especially if they got it on the Lich side. That would have been very fun.
Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team pick. Radiant team pick.
And the final ban going to Undying, getting that out of the way. A very strong pick. And Shadow Fiend and Pugner coming out for the final picks. This will be very interesting. Strong carry side for Dire and very support orientated, it seems. Maybe looking to empower that Clink through the game and just let him go absolutely crazy. So we shall see how they actually work around their team comps and what they can do with it. Because we'll have to see if Dire can actually get the farm that they need for these carries to actually get going and get into their rampages and see if they can take this game. And there we see a Radiant team crashing in. Dire holding their ground, moving into this final game of the evening. And here we go, off the bat.
Prepare for battle.
We have immediate smokes on the Radiant side as they seem to be moving into the bottom side jungle. And Dire slowly working their way through mid. They don't seem to be in any particular rush. Just picking up a few things. No smokes, it seems, on their side. They're just chilling. And it doesn't seem like, so far, anything eventful will actually come of this smoke. Everyone just sticks to their side of the jungles. No one's really willing to commit to the enemy side high ground. And they do
30
eventually move there,
seconds to
but
battle.
Dire side, nowhere near any of Radiant is trying to do. Shadow Fiend maybe might get caught, but he's just holding the high ground above the river. Might get a glimpse. Yeah, we see a little bit of pings coming out. Zeus just keeping an eye. And
The
so
battle
far,
begins.
a very, very quiet start to this. Grabbing
See you later,
the
nerds.
bounties from the Wyvern. Troll getting it on this side. And Dawnbreaker picking it up for the Radiant. So Radiant does come out a little bit ahead with regards to the bounty runes in the early game. We see Pugner versus the Shadow Fiend. That'll be a very interesting mid-lane fight. Getting a bit of harass into the top. Troll on his own at the moment, while Shadow Shaman is going for a little troll. Zeus taking a lot of damage from the Lich, getting walked out of lane, not allowing anything on that side. Tons of damage coming out from this side. Just nice bit of farming here. Oh, a lot of damage on the Omni Knight. Almost done. And he goes down to the Dawnbreaker,
See you later,
doing
nerds.
tons of damage. Unfortunately, running it down the top side. just picking up that first kill. Nice little, even though it was an uneventful early river matchup, it seems like the top side is bringing it around. Zeus, so very low here in the bot. When they get extra damage onto the Zeus, but he does not go down. He is very low on mana though, and spamming those lightning strikes comes at a hefty cost. And then we see the water runes spawning here, instantly restoring some HP and mana. Pugna just waiting to store that in his little bottle while he chows the charges of that. We see some stuff going on here in the top lane, getting some farm on that Gaia side, keeping a little bit of a rest, making sure they don't get too comfortable up there. Zeus still very low, bringing in his courier, picking up a mana pot. Not too worried about his health at the moment, but he definitely does want to be casting those spells, trying to get his CS back up. If we have a look here, Pugna actually doing very well against the Shadow Fiend at mid, keeping him at bay and out of lane, while the Pugna just roams around, now maybe looking to do a roam to the top. Omni Knight again getting very low, as well as the Troll Warlord getting taken down. Again, this Dawnbreaker getting very large very early with a 3k kill gold lead. And then I don't even know where that kill is, I'm not gonna lie to you. But Lich doing work in the bottom lane. Zeus again out of mana. He is really struggling here. And a buyback from the Omni Knight. That is very rare to see this early. Zeus just hanging around in the trees, getting his heal off.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Just getting a little bit of zap, harassing the Lich as much as he can. SF very tentative here in the mid lane. Only a couple of stacks, moving down, getting a water rune for himself. King gently back into the lane, taking his time, but he is very behind in CS, half of the Pugna CS, so he is definitely struggling. And then to the top lane, again, just some quiet gameplay up there. Just everyone taking their time. That Dawnbringer, obviously, very strong at the moment. 3 kills. Very huge. Omni Knight going for a little Radiant side stroll. Moving right between their towers. Taking a decent chunk of damage from that. And he will need to watch out. He is channeling, getting all the watchers. Finding the courier, but he walks straight past it into the Pugna, taking a lot of damage. Pugna walking away. The kill onto the Omni Knight for the Pugna. That is huge. He already has a big CS lead. Now a kill up on the SF. I don't think SF will be too happy with that. And then onto the Troll Warlord, the Dawnbreaker, sorry. And then Clinks going just for a bit of a rest, but he is allowed to walk away from that little skirmish. And then down to the bot, Zeus, still very low on mana. Winter Wyvern, getting slowed, switching to the Shadow Shaman. And tons of damage onto him there. And Winter Wyvern getting him with the Q. Lich pulling him in with the fear. Using the wand to just keep himself alive.
Middle tower is under attack.
Winter Wyvern picking up a kill in the bot lane as well, along with the Lich. That bot lane is getting very strong now. Last hit, Winter Wyvern is ahead as well, so their gold lead is considerable. Lich doing what he can. Zeus just taking a little zoom into the jungle there. And they are slowly starting to beat down on this top tower. Slowly moving in, they've got the cannon coming up. having this creep follow the Dire side around. I'm sure they are not happy with that. Getting huge damage. Dawnbreaker right under the tower, just sending that Troll Warlord back to base, asking for the high five, and walking away, getting it from his teammate. Beautiful
Dire's
stuff.
top tower is under attack.
And Omni
Dire's
Knight
structures
just
are fortified.
walking away, not having any of that.
Dire's
And they
middle
fortify
tower
up
is under attack.
as they Pugna just taken out
Dire's
that
middle
mid lane
tower has fallen.
tower, all on his own. Shadow Fiend and Troll walking back to back to their lanes now. Everyone going to get their wisdom runes. Those are very big
Dire's
pickups
middle tower
for the
is under
teams,
attack.
getting everyone's XP up, and we got a double kill down in the bot lane on the Zeus and the Shaman again, putting the gold lead in Radiant's favor. And that's another 2 kills for the Wyvern. And back to top lane. More kills. More domination up there. And this could go down soon. Zeus coming to help. Getting Dawnbreaker very low. But not able to do anything. Having those cooldowns. TP coming in from Shaman. Winter
Dire's
Wyvern
bottom tower is under
slowly
attack.
taking out that top tower. But they have lost sight of this Dawnbreaker. He's very low, trying to get some vision, trying to spy the Clinks,
Dire's middle tower is under
but
attack.
they don't see it. It is now 3 in the top lane. Winter Wyvern left at the bottom, going in on the Shaman and just deleting him from the top lane so quickly. This Dawnbreaker getting very strong.
Dire's bottom tower
4 kills on
is
the
under
Dawnbreaker,
attack.
2 on the Clinks. That top lane, that carry top lane, this off
Radiant
carry
are
support Clinks that we've been seeing is very strong. Going invis again, going for a little scout. Gonna find this Troll Warlord here while he's farming. Not gonna do anything. Just holding off on the other side. Zeus, low on mana, not able to do
Dire's
much.
bottom tower is under attack.
And they just unload onto the Zeus, take him out. Unfortunately, not much you can do with that amount of mana. Double damage on the Pugna. He is running it in,
Dire's bottom
disarming,
tower is under attack.
giving him the suck, and destroying him very, very quickly. Now taking out the tower, fortifying up, but I don't think that will do much to stop this top push.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Everyone back up.
Dire's top
Lots
tower
of
has
TPs
fallen.
towards the bot side, coming to defend this bot tower. And everyone picking up their neutrals, farming out that top Dire jungle. And SF just
Dire's
doing
top
what he
tower
can
is
to
under
try and get his
attack.
stacks up, farming the jungle, being very wary in the mid lane. Dawnbreaker just looking for maybe a sneaky pick. And going in, getting the slow from Lich, but not able to do anything with it. They taking a bit of tower shots, a bit of damage. Pugna running down the Zeus. SF coming in, but the Pugna has so much damage, and he's not able to do anything to save his teammate there. SF just having to concede and walk away, but he also takes a ton of damage and gets sent back to base. Pugna just walking through, doing what he wants in the mid lane.
Dire's bottom tower
Just being
is under
allowed to
attack.
steamroll 8 kills. Huge CS lead, and then he just goes, finds the Troll Warlord, trying to use his wand to keep himself alive, but he does not make it. With the Pugna, the Lich, and Dawnbreaker, there was no walking away from that one, unfortunately. Doing their best to try and keep things going in the bot lane, try and get some CS, but this Iclix slowly sneaking around,
Radiant
looking for the
structures are
picks.
fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Everyone moving to the mid lane, just walking through this Radiant side. All these couriers just flying through this Dire side jungle, but none of them getting punished. SF, Winter Wyvern, just walking past each other here.
Dire's top tower
Dawnbreaker getting a little bit low. And unfortunately Zeus getting taken out. Smoke's coming out, picking up more items. Rune spawning, shields. Oh, and Omni Knight's getting deleted. This team just rolling around the map together. Now moving, they do, I believe, see this SF here. And he teleports away, very luckily, before this whole team rolls up on him. And then again, they just rotate themselves from one side of the map to the other. Pugna just looking for these kill opportunities. Because he is very, very capable at the moment. Picking up the Dagon. He's got his Aether Lens. Lovely cast range. Huge burst damage. So this Pugna is looking, hunting. And he will find one. We have TPs coming through from the Radiant side, just absolutely demolishing that poor Shadow Shaman. TPs from the bottom side. There we go, big damage. Again, roaming around, trying to group up in the mid lane. But unfortunately, under tower from range, just getting, again, sent back. Rod of Atos just snaring. Zeus trying to do what he can, but out of mana. Winter Wyvern with the slow Pugna just coming in, not going to allow them any kind of push forward. Just standing behind the Dire side towers and just bullying them off that and not letting them come to defend. No fortifications.
Dire's middle
And
tower
then they
has
just move
fallen.
on. Huge damage. Echo Saber, Falcon Blade on the Dawnbreaker. She's looking very strong. Nice de-warding. Big vision here on the side of the rain. The Radiant. Now moving towards bot side. Dawnbreaker just getting massive kills also everywhere. Huge 32 and 0, 21k gold lead, and finding the Zeus and just also deleting that, and then just moving on, rotating together, picking up their items again, having their couriers flying in while they just absolutely walk through the Dire side. Winter Wyvern going for the Omni Knight, using the ult, having the creeps take care of the Omni Knight for him. Winter Wyvern also just solo kills everywhere. Another one on the Pugna with the Shadow Shaman. Now Link's hunting, wants the SF while he's farming. Fortunately, the Dawnbreaker even coming through just in case, but I don't even think it was necessary. That SF, unfortunately, not allowing this Dire side to farm at all. TPs to the bot side. We've got boots of travel. These guys are flying. Huge damage from the Dagon. Beautiful. Just destroying this bot side. Oh, the tier 2's down. And unfortunately, Omni Knight comes to their death. There is no defending that tower. Unfortunately, they now move into the base
Dire's bottom tower is under
to
attack.
start taking down these racks. Buybacks coming in for the Dire side. to try their best, anything to defend this bot side. Fortifications coming out. Dawnbreaker getting very low, but she just goes in. Getting very low. Oh, and the Rod of Atos preventing the first kill for the Dire side. Everyone's so low and they just delete the two defenders. More buybacks coming out to try do something against this bot push. Unfortunately, oh, so low on the Dawnbreaker, but the Zeus not able to put out enough damage. Dawnbreaker just going back to farming. And they have not lost their racks yet, but they have lost all their tier 2s. That tower gone down. And a quick kill for the Clinks. 28k gold lead at this point in the game. Trying anything on the Dire side. Moving as a group here. Pugner looking, hunting. No, insta-kill on the Shadow Fiend. Dawnbringer coming in, putting all the stuns out on the Troll Ward, but not allowing the misses to stop them at all. Snares onto the Zeus. Heals onto the Winter Wyvern, just for the heck of it. And then into the mid push. Taking out the mid tower. Pugner taking out this bot racks.
Dire's middle tower is
all on his own, as the rest of the team is here, just tearing through mid. Shadow Shaman fighting for his life against the minions. And that's it, boys. GG's all called, and that is the game. TTWWW. It's the victory for the final qualifying game of Dota for today. Thank you all so much for coming through to this. Hope you're all keeping warm and enjoyed all the CSGO and the Dota games. And we look forward to seeing you for the semi-finals and the finals for 30,000 Rand prize pools each. 20,000 Rand prize pools each for the Dota and CSGO games. Alrighty, everyone. That was the final game of the evening for the Dota 2. We will be coming back again tomorrow. And that was a win for TTWW. We would like to end the night off giving a big thanks to Redclaw and Acer for being our sponsors for this weekend. And we look forward to seeing the rest of you tomorrow and Sunday again for the finals of these games.